Hello everyone, Yasin here, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to review PopPop AI, a completely free vocal remover and isolator. This is the PopPop AI website, and what we're gonna do is to check vocal remover, but there are a bunch of services here that you can use completely free. So if you're interested, you can also check them. Let me talk about them briefly in a minute. They have text-to-speech that you can use if you need that for a content creation purpose. For example, there is AI cover generator. You can change the vocals of any song. For example, people do a lot of new Linkin Park songs with Chester Bennington's voice, or Metallica songs with Billie Eilish. I don't know, it's kind of your imagination. You can do whatever you want if they have the right model for it. And there is AI sound effect generator, which is again really good for content creators. If you need a specific sound, check the service. Maybe you can create it with your prompt and use that in your videos, like, I don't know, in a church reverb a crowd is applauding, I don't know, or a windstorm, or a cafe kind of vibe. People are talking, maybe there's a music in the background. You can just prompt these and get a result, hopefully a good one that you can use in your videos. And if I click here, it's gonna show the vocal remover, but if I hover it, you'll see that there are other options. I think they're exactly the same, because instrumental remove is also supported by the vocal remover. Karaoke maker, probably the same, and a cappella, that is a little bit focused genre because it's all, people, human voice. Probably that's kind of different, I'm not quite sure, but we are going to focus on the regular vocal remover that we can actually use in 99.9% of the songs. And the UI is important here, that's why I want to show the website, because you can upload also videos and you can even paste links. I think it's pretty good, and that's the innovation of this service. If you check here, of course they're probably not giving all of the names, but if the video type is supported, you can feed this one with anything. Same goes for audio, but I think this is something that every service supports, so I'm gonna pass that. And in the paste URL, you can also see that they are supporting over 1,000 websites, including YouTube, TikTok, X, and so on. I don't know about you, but I don't know 1,000 websites where I can watch videos. I know 10 to 20, but all I use is YouTube. I don't use actually TikTok, so still, let's include that, and Instagram. And anything else, I don't need it, but in case I need it, I know where to use. And it is a pretty cool innovation, because you download some songs, you send it to the service where you need to extract vocals and so on. There are a lot of intermediate processes, and if you use this one, it's gonna do it internally, and it's gonna save you some time. And that's the idea, and that's the UI. I already separated vocals for 4 songs, and we are going to check it together now. Before we continue, subscribe and turn on the notification bells so you're not gonna miss anything. I'm Yasin, I'm doing gent prog stuff, sometimes lo-fi, and I have a lot of covers, original music, demos, mixed videos of those demos, and I talk about a lot of different aspects, including separation and how new technologies and tools are helping musicians. If you're interested, stick around and stay tuned. Thank you. Let's continue. We have 4 songs. The first one is Slep Token, Take Me Back to Eden. I put that because there are so many genres just blending in, and Vessel has an interesting way of singing. There are a lot of breath included in the singing parts, so maybe we can challenge the model a little bit that way. And the second one is Kalandra, Brave New World. It has much more dynamics, it's a calm, nice, beautiful track, and it doesn't have this gently breakdowny things that I usually do in the channel, so I just want to give a little bit different context here. Third one is Novelist's Prisoner. I put this for the lead section because lead section also has the vocal and they're clashing in their range. So I want to understand if it's gonna be a nice separation if we check that. That is my third challenge. And the fourth one is my love, Periphery. And the track is Wildfire. It is a dynamic thing, don't get me wrong, but I chose this just for the metal context. We're not gonna check the saxophone solo because this model and this service is separating only the vocals from the instruments. So for that reason, I thought we should at least one song that has brutal vocals, growls, and screams, and so on. We're not gonna check the whole track. I don't want any copyright stuff, so I'm gonna get them anyway. But I don't want this video to get banned, and I don't want any issues with YouTube. So for that reason, I will choose a certain section. I'm going to play them for you. And after that, we're going to hear vocal isolation. And after that, instrumentation. So, three step original, vocal, and instrumental. This is as provided by the model. And after that, I will think and, talk about what I experienced. You're going to hear the exact same thing. Nothing will be different. But at least you can understand what I'm thinking and what I hear. So it's going to be a nice perspective, I hope. Let's start with the intro of the Take Me Back to Eden. I'm choosing this area because this is usually where Vessel breathes a lot. That's the section.
I dream in phosphorescence, bleed through spaces, see you drifting past the fall, but no one told you where to go.
I think this is enough. Now we're gonna hear the vocals only.
I dream in phosphorescence, bleed through spaces, see you drifting past the fall, but no one told you where to go.
The ending part cut short. I'm not quite sure. Now we're gonna check the instrumentation for this. And there's a small amount of leakage from the instrument section, but I don't think it's a big deal. And if you really like this DAW work and if you want to make this professional karaoke stuff, you can just take these areas, cut them, and after that, put them back with the instrumentation, and you can have a little bit more cleaner stuff. But yeah, that's not our point. We are just checking whatever is provided through our model. So yeah, next one is instruments. This is great. Great and great and great. Very, very subtle point. I heard something like, I'm not quite sure if a microphone is picking that up, but it's a very, very subtle point. I think it was kind of here. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, this is a very subtle thing. It's not even important. I'm just trying to be perfectionist here. So that was the intro. I think it was pretty clean. I really like that. We have this section, and I really like this part. And I think it's a nice, I don't think it's a challenge, but we're gonna hear about it. There's also background vocals, so if anything happens here, we can pick it up pretty quickly.
My desire. I will travel far beyond the path of reason. Take me back to Eden. Take me back to
I think it's gonna be a good challenge. Let's hear vocals.
my desire. I will travel far beyond the path of reason. Take me back to Eden. Take me back to Eden. Take me back to
The last part, after the very nice head voice, probably falsetto, I'm not quite sure, singing. In this area, we got something that does not belong to vocals. It happens in the previous videos I also mentioned about this. And I think it's fine. Again, if you want to do a little bit of processing, you can just get rid of this without any issue. You just need to actively listen and cut the areas where it does not belong to the vocals. It is desirable? No, but where Vessel sings here, everything was clean. There was a little bit of drone track leaked into the vocals, which is, again, to me, it's acceptable because it's not like guitar with the guitar's rhythm, the attacks. It's not leaking to it. Drums are not leaking to it. I think it's pretty clean. I like this. And let's hear the instrumentation and check if the vocals leaked into it. I think it's nice. If you just heard we had an issue here. If you check the vocals, it's gonna sound like this. The area where there are no vocals and leaked into vocal separation, it just created a big cut in the instrumentation. So if you are going to use this for vocal covers, just make sure that non-vocal areas have everything, including the audio part that leaked here. So yeah, small detail. Um, in the instrumentation, the part where Vessel sings pretty high here, it is kind of leaked, but very, very small amounts. It's still audible, but I truly don't care because it's not like a big chunk of the vocal is leaked into the instrumentation. I think it was pretty clean. I think for this song, there's also this rap section. I'm not quite sure if it's called rap, trap, whatever. But this area, since it's a challenge for the genre blend, I think it's kind of fair to show this part as well. Here, there are a lot of weird stuff happening. Maybe I can show it, not as the full length, but yeah.
Freezer, I dangling like cold cuts, missed calls, answer phones from people I just don't trust. Mirror talk, fake love, but I'll take a pound of your flesh before you take a piece of my pay stub. White roses, black doves, godmother, rise up. I need you to see me for what I have become.
So yeah, this is Sleep Token. So let's check Vessel singing part first. Hopefully, what I want to hear is no piano. That would be nice. No trap beat, and hopefully, no drones or impacts are leaked into vocals.
Freezer, I dangling like cold cuts, missed calls, answer phones from people I just don't trust. Mirror talk, fake love, but I'll take a pound of your flesh before you take a piece of my pay stub. White roses, black doves, godmother, rise up. I need you to see me for what I have become. My, those eyes.
That was pretty clean. That was damn pretty clean. I really like this. Let's check the instrumentation. Yeah, it's it's as clean as possible. I think I can say that you can pretty much use this for the sections that are kind of rappy, trappy, R&B, things like that. It was pretty clean. I'm impressed. I'm really impressed. There is one more section I want to check it out, which is where for the guitarist of the Sleep Token is doing some brutals. It is not Vessel singing, and what I want to hear is basically if it's gonna be separated good or not, because it is a metal-ish vocal. I'm doing these tests because usually when people are creating some models for separation, the issue is the popular music don't have enough materials where vocal techniques are completely applied. I'm not quite sure if we should do an opera track separation, because that's also another technique that is not belong it doesn't belong to the pop music. And if the data set is not good, if the learning is not done good, it's gonna show. And usually people who are using these services for popular music separation, they're gonna be happy. But anyone who listens metal or I don't know, some classic opera thing, I'm thinking about more examples, but I cannot find right now because I'm in front of the camera and a little bit shy for this. They won't be able to get a really nice separation. If you are listening deathcore and you want a really nice deathcore vocal separation, there is a high chance that it's not gonna happen. But now we're testing this. This is the area. Let's listen to it. Okay, that's the part. It's pretty cool. Let's hear the vocals. Let's hear the instrumentation and talk after that. It's great. In the last section here, let me play it again for you. There's actually the vocal tail from that brutal section, and it leaked into the instrumentation. But I think it's kind of fair to say that it does the job. This separation itself, it was really nice. I liked it. We're gonna test more of it with the Periphery track, but at least I can say that with the Slep Token track, I would totally trust this. And the leakage that is done in the beginning in this area, I think if you have a DAW, you can just cut this area and isolate the vocal a little bit more, small amount of processing, and you can do the job without any issue. So yeah, so far I think it is pretty much usable. By the way, in the website, when I was doing the separation, I didn't wait long. Like 2-3 processes were in front of me, so it's a pretty fast separation process. And after that, you just download, so it's not a big deal. When I was doing the Novelists separation, however, there were 5. I think there are separate queues for the conversion as well. So I upload the video, and video has to be converted, or maybe audio extraction is the process behind. I don't know, but probably there are different queues. If you paste the URL, you will get a different queue, and you will wait a little bit longer. But I waited max couple of minutes, nothing more than that. Just a small detail. If you upload something, it's separating pretty fast. Let's continue with Kalandra. Kalandra Brave New World is a great track for the dynamics. So what I want to show is the dynamics itself. So we're gonna check a place from the intro and a little bit more louder section, the end chorus or the outro. So hopefully it's gonna be a good example. I chose a small cycle where some instrumentation starts to grow. So let's hear that. Let's hear the vocals. I heard that the reverb is cut in the middle. I didn't like it. It's okay for karaoke reasons, vocal cover reasons, but it would be really nice if we could have the whole thing. Just a small detail. I mean, since you don't pay anything, I think it's kind of fine to not get all the details. I don't know. I mean, it's not a perspective that I could defend, but yeah, small detail. Let's hear the instrumentation. It's great. I like the instrumentation as well. So our next section is the loud part, and I chose just the beginning of the loud part. and here is not just the vocal melody, and we also have some words and vowels and so on. So hopefully it will be a really nice example. Let's hear the section first. She sings so well. This band is amazing. Let's hear the vocals. If we do not act upon its signs. Catherine has a really nice voice, and the track was pretty clean. And let's hear the instrumentation. This is great. I expected as a challenge that the synthesizer will cut off. I mean, I'm not quite sure if it's a synthesizer or synthesize sample, but I'm not gonna go into the details. That sound. I thought it's gonna cut and leak into the vocal, but it didn't, and it's pretty clean. So in a context like this, you can easily throw it out. I really like this. So this was just that with the Kalandra, and I am not going into too much detail because I don't think there's a big challenge in this track when it comes to vocal separation. But it is actually pretty nice to see how it acts on a folky with more dynamics and really nice build up. I think it works really well. Yeah, the next one is Prisoner by Novelists. And then this as a challenge, um, before the leads, I'm just gonna show an area like the verse probably or the chorus. We're gonna check that. And after that, we're gonna check the real challenge where the guitar solo is clashing with the vocals. Let's do the verse. Let's hear the vocal. I think it was pretty much clean, and Camille sings really nice here. And I also want to do the chorus, but let's hear the instrumentation and judge the verse together. In the riser, I heard the vocal, but it doesn't even make sense to think about that part and the separation quality on that part. It is really clean. I really like this. Let's hear the chorus together and we can actually think about how it is reacting in a context where clean vocals matched with distorted guitars and heavy drums. Let's go. I came down and rose up for you. Just know that you're not that innocent. I'm expelled from the dark. Just know that you're not that innocent. I got a part of the chorus and after that the bridge after that because it was kind of interesting. Vocal levels are changing. It's kind of probably EQ'd a little bit to make it a little bit narrow, and that's why. Let's hear the vocals now. I
came down and rose up for you. Just know that you're not that innocent. Just give me a minute, what do you I'm a spell from the God. Just give me a minute, what do you Just know that you're not that innocent.
It's really clean. I like that. Let's hear the instrumentation. It was really nice. Instrumental parts didn't jump up and down because it some of the parts leaked in the vocal or kind of vice versa. That is something I really like about this one. And the next one is the challenge itself. So we're gonna go to the lead and we are going to check the parts where, and this is the solo section. In this section, Florestan plays the solo. I covered it. It's here, by the way. And Camille also sings while the solo is being played. This is a really good challenge, I think, for the model because the frequency range, I should say, is clashing and they're happening at the same time. There's a chance that we can hear a couple of notes from the solo in the vocal isolation, but we're gonna see about that. Let's listen. I'm not gonna play the full solo. I really want that, but I'm gonna stop myself.
Just know that you're not that innocent.
Let's hear the vocals and see if any notes leaked into it.
Just know that you're not that innocent. Just know that you're not that innocent.
I'm not quite sure there are some pad sounds leaked into here. I think it is too good. I'm not joking here. I know it's not vocal, it shouldn't be there. That's fair. But probably in the instrumentals, we're gonna hear a really nice clean solo because I know the back vocal that is, continuously singing, it was also masking the solo a little bit. I remade the whole section. I played it from the beginning. I, you know, did this backing track from scratch, so I know how weird this section sounds. And solo is kind of masked, but it's also audible. Whoever mixed this did a really nice, good job. Anyway, let's hear the instrumentation. I am talking about the nerd stuff. It is so clean. It is so clean. Let me talk about this part and why it is important. When there are vocals, synth sounds, pads, not good mixed any other tracks that are masking solo, it is hard to hear. I ear transcribed this solo and I played everything from scratch. The drums I programmed, the bass I programmed, I played the rhythm guitars and so on. And it was pretty hard to, have this ear transcribed version because Camille's singing parts and the back vocals and so on. I love Camille, don't get me wrong. She sings amazing. She has an amazing voice, very talented. And the problem was the guitar was masked too much for the solo section. And now, at the time, I also didn't have the Moises lead guitar separation, solo guitar separation stuff. So I had no choice but remaking the whole solo section. But if I had this version by then, I would probably have I would probably have much more easier job because some of the notes were pretty hard to hear. And with this isolation, probably one someone who is experienced guitar player, hopefully like me, can hear which string is played and with which articulation it is played. This was a very clean separation. I know the pad sounds leaked into the vocals, but in this case, even though the end result is not desirable, to me, I think it's kind of fair and really nice to have. That being said, I will continue with the next song. And Wildfire by Periphery is a wild song. We're gonna check the vocals in the chorus and also in the verse, and I think it's gonna be an enough challenge for this. We already checked the Camille's Brutals, and I think it's gonna pass with Spencer's vocals as well. Let's hear. Oh my god. Periphery is so good. Spencer is so good. Everything is so good. Okay, fanboy moment kinda gone. So let's hear the vocals.
You take a long way to from me. And the time is now. I never would have thought this is the new me. So many people, so many faces left to play.
It was clean. Very, very clean. Let's hear the instrumentation. Clean, as clean as possible. I like this. I really, really like this. The next part is the chorus. Here we mostly have cleaner vocals from Spencer, so let's hear that. I think this is enough for the example. Let's hear Spencer now.
The past is playing through me, yet all the imperfections they show. Hurt me, when all the bad times stick, and I don't know what to do with them. I'm burning like wildfire. Every fucking energy.
That's nice. That's really nice. I really like this. I also noticed the reverb tail. It's not cut on this one. I really like this, and I think model is working, with depending on maybe the length, maybe something else. I don't know how they do it behind, but on this one it was very clean. Let's hear the instrumentation now. I think it was also clean. The guitar levels changed. It's like, cut or dropped a little bit. I didn't hear that in Spencer's vocal. I really don't know where it's gone, but it's just a small thing. Probably since it's mixed and glued together with a compression. When I, not I, sorry, when this model actually, stripped the whole vocal section, we are hearing a little bit of drop, and I think it makes sense. Now, this is kind of a bonus thing. Um, yeah, this song that you heard, also has a saxophone solo. So interesting, right? As a bonus, I want to show you something. This wild song has a saxophone solo, and a saxophone is one of these instruments that is pretty close to the vocal. So for that reason, I am gonna let you hear the a small part of the saxophone solo, and after that, a very fast section, which is the exact same thing with the chorus, but the rhythm is a little bit faster, basically. So yeah, I think it's gonna be a really nice last experiment together.
The past is cutting through me. Can all the imperfections stay? Show heartbeat haunts me.
Yep, let's hear the vocals. We only have some vocals in the end section of the saxophone solo, and I can already see that it's picked up, but I'm not quite sure what's leaked. Let's hear that.
I don't know what I'm doing here. The past is cutting through me. Can all the imperfections stay? Show heartbeat haunts me. When all the bad times stick, and I don't know what to do with them. I'm burning like whoa.
It was clean. It was really clean. What I heard that before, I mean, in the sax solo area, some of the notes that are belong to instrumentation leaked into vocals. It happens. We already talk about it many times. And if you want a little bit more professional take on this, you can just use a very basic DAW, cut the areas where vocals belong to the vocal area, and anything leaked and shouldn't be leaked, you can leave that, or you can use a different model and do a nice comparison. I think all of them kind of fair. Um, let's hear the instrumentation. I want to hear how much it cut from the sax. In this fast section, I hear small bumps and valleys that probably coming from the separation. I think it's fine. It wasn't that much of a deal. And the sax solo part is completely clean. I don't know what is kind of leaked into vocals. Probably is a very small thing. You can definitely live without it. I can. I'm not quite sure about what you're gonna do with the separation, but yeah. That finalizes our challenge for this vocal remover. I think it passed the test. Don't forget that this is a free service, and the separation quality was really nice. In certain areas, it did small leaks to the vocal area, but I think it's not a big deal. And we also heard some small reverb cuts, but it happened only in one track, and sorry, two tracks, Slep Token track and Kalandra track, and I think it's definitely not a big deal. I would give like, I'm not a vocal person, I'm not doing vocal covers, but I would definitely give this 7-8 out of 10, and I would use this. The most important feature, I think, having a really nice decent quality of separation, and also providing a feature of copy pasting links for separation, providing videos for separation. I think it's a complete experience, and for that reason I think it's a very nice and good service. I also showed you guys the other services that PopPop AI is providing. It is totally up to you if you want to check that out. If you think it is interesting, please give it a go, check whatever you can test, and if it is good for you, now you know a really nice web service that can help you. If you like this video, subscribe and turn on notification bells. I'm Yasin, I'm doing gent prog stuff, sometimes lo-fi, a lot of covers, mix tutorials, demos, and so on. This is number 4 of stem splitting, separation, vocal removal kind of topic. If you want to check the other ones, it's gonna be on screen alongside a possible candidate for you to watch next. And thank you so much for checking this video. Hopefully I'm gonna see you on the next one. Ciao.